It's Saturday night, and the warm-up event kicks off the weekend's activities at Old Trafford. George Best is being remembered, and fans from all around the world have been invited on this special evening that raises funds for charities supported by the Manchester United Foundation. Tonight's star guests are Sammy McIlroy and Alex Stepney, and we're joined by some famous fans too.
There's 250 fans in the room, I think 33 supporters clubs worldwide, 21 countries. The FA Cups are in the room, and we've got them until next May, so enjoy it and make sure you get a picture with them.
Whatever happens out on the pitch, what makes Manchester United Football Club so special is our fans and our unique history. On Saturday night, I was at the warm-up event on the eve of our shambolic Sunday showdown with Spurs. More from Saturday night shortly. But first, a few comments about where we go from here under Erik ten Hag. As I predicted pre-match, defeat was a signal for the critics and the trolls to double down on their campaign to get Erik ten Hag sacked. Personally, I don't see that happening anytime soon, despite the intense media speculation that Ruud van Nistelrooy is being primed to take over as caretaker manager. I am encouraged by the prospect of Ruud making a difference, but he's not done so yet as a coach out on the training ground. In my humble opinion, it's much too early to put one of our greatest ever strikers in the hot seat. What the short-sighted Ten Hag out mob should consider is that the only permanent manager on the shortlist to replace Erik ten Hag is Gareth Southgate. Do you really think this squad, tailor-made for Erik, will suddenly become an entertaining team of winners under Mr. Southgate, the no-risk coach who failed to win a single trophy as England manager despite the riches at his disposal? It's painful seeing United struggle, and we were absolutely awful against Spurs, no doubt about that. But I want to see all our players put a lot more effort in before we hang another post-Fergie manager. OK, back to Saturday night and our global gathering of fans who enjoyed an evening at Old Trafford with Alex Stepney and Sammy McIlroy. We'll be hearing from both former players shortly. The warm-up event is a fabulous initiative by the football club and the Manchester United Foundation, overseen by the head of fan engagement, Rick McGar. It brings fans together who've travelled from all parts of the globe on the day before a home match. On this weekend, I think our passionate fans were more competitive than our players. This guy was certainly determined to win the auction that crowned a fabulous fundraising effort by the Manchester United Foundation.
Just informed me that this man over here is going to pay. I don't think you realise it. Wow! £3,100.
Still to come, we'll be hearing from Jere Virtanen, our Finnish friend who brought over two fabulous pieces of George Best memorabilia for the weekend. We'll also be hearing from two former players who had the privilege of being George's teammates back in the 60s and 70s. But first, a few words from Manchester United Foundation CEO John Shields.
What makes this club stand out from every other club is it's a family club. So when we go out to, we do a lot of work with young people, everything we do is with young people, and we try to give them what we've got here tonight. And what we've got here tonight is we've got people from all over the world coming together to celebrate a love and a faith for something that brings us together. And that's what a lot of young people, particularly young people who don't have anything, because a lot of our young people are from the most deprived areas of Greater Manchester, don't have anything. Having something to belong to is really, really important.
As it turned out, this was a record-breaking evening. And here's a moment when Manchester Arena bomb survivor Martin Hibbert won the auction for a match-worn shirt signed by Kobbie Mainoo.
Going once, 750 to Charlie. Going twice, so Trafford. Just a little bit too late there, my friend. Just a little bit too late.
If you put a tenner in, you've contributed to this. If you've donated your season ticket, you've contributed to this. If you've done anything to contribute to Manchester, you've contributed to this. So this week we found out that the social value, which is a measurement that they do for charities, of what we do in the space has gone past £50 million. That was for the last 12 months. So it's been going up, but now we've broken the barrier. The way we've done that is we work with young people, and with that number we've also broken 500,000 attendances at our sessions.
Great work by the foundation is funded by nights just like this. And this evening turned out to be the best warm-up event ever in terms of fundraising.
We consistently get great amounts of money when we do things like this. This is a record by a long, long way. I'm going to let Alex Stepney read this out. Alex, that's a warm-up record.
£7,240.
Oh my word!
I'm gonna carry on with the theme of family, because we've got a group going up next week. I'm one of them. Is Chris in the room? Chris, come on up, mate. So me and Chris with Brian Robson are going up Kilimanjaro next week. Chris, what's your role in the club?
Fan engagement with Rick, Nicola and Lenny that we've got in the room.
So this is the team that bring this to you, to offer it out and to open the thing for you. Now, we've also got a family announcement to make, because our dad, Jason Leach, he's going to get married next week. Come on, Dad, come on. So, as you know, Jason's a showman. He's not getting married in Baker, we're getting married, Jay.
Vegas.
So that's what this is about. That's what we're about. Like, taking the foundation. It's about this. It's about being part of something and making those kids, giving those kids something to be part of and be proud of. Keep the faith. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, John. Thanks, Chris. Kilimanjaro, ladies and gents. Wow. Obviously, the theme this evening, ladies and gents, is George Best. Definitely one of the greatest footballers of all time, and a genius. What we're looking at here, ladies and gents, is obviously a match-worn George Best shirt, and this was from George Best Boutique, and they're both original, and George actually wore this as well, even though it was on the shelf. And the guy that's brought them over has brought them from Helsinki, and he's got his own museum over there, and I've seen it, and it's absolutely jaw-dropping. In the words of Brian Robson, it's the second best Manchester United museum in the world. Can you please give a big round of applause to Jere Virtanen?
Thank you.
So, first of all, I know a little bit about your museum, but maybe for people who don't know, just tell them a little bit about the Red Room in Helsinki.
Yeah, hi everyone. For some reason, I started to support United when I was 5, and ever since it has got a lot crazier. And in terms of items, I love stories. The club is full of stories, and for some reason now I have 38,000 stories in Helsinki.
You mentioned that you're going to pass it on to your son. What's your son's name?
Rio,
What's his middle name?
Rafael.
You can see where this is going, can't you, ladies and gents? Tell us a little bit about how you acquired these two, because they are super rare.
People always ask that is there something you really, really want? Of course, anything church related is something. And when I heard that a piece of Tony Dunn collection will be out for sale, I decided that whatever it takes, and whoever I need to rob, I'm going to buy the number 7 shirt from Georgie, and here we are. I got it, and we haven't eaten ever since, but it was worth it. And the second one, I have some of the items from Georgie's fashion shop, and the club jacket actually belonged to George himself, and also I have his fur, but it was way too big to take from Finland to here, so we have to now settle with the jacket all.
For those of you who don't know, by the way, George had 3 boutiques. He had Edwardia, Rogue, and the George Best Boutique. And these things are unbelievably rare. In the museum, unfortunately, we've not got any George Best clothing. We've got a bag from Rogue, but Jere, of course, has got a fur jacket and this beautiful, it's like a Beatle style, isn't it? Fantastic. Jere, I've got to say, I know that you've had to move premises, but the new version of the Red Room is going to be even better than the one that you used to have, isn't it?
Well, let's see about that, but yeah, the first one I need to now rebuild, and now we have a new one. It's of course secret like the first one, but if you ever come to Helsinki, please do contact me. I will show it to you. It's private only for fans from other clubs, not for United fans.
For us Mancunians, you can get a 42 number bus from Piccadilly. Okay. Straight to Helsinki. Ladies and gents, Jere Virtanen.
If you'd like to know more about Jere's remarkable collection of memorabilia, please check out my 6-part series about the Helsinki Red Room. The location of the museum has moved to bigger premises since we filmed the series, and that's a good thing because Jere's collection is only getting bigger. Meantime, the best theme continued when Jason asked Alex and Sammy to share their memories of playing in the same team as George.
George was incredible, for me to face him, the practice match was daunting, really, and I think the great Sam Busby and Jimmy Murphy, what they used to do, they used to go down the touchline and they wouldn't tell the players of the first team what to do. They were more interested in basically teaching the young kids, the youth team who were coming through so they could make their way into the first team eventually. But George had this knack of moving off and doing these things, and he took George off the right wing, to be honest, and gave him a role that go anywhere. And when that happened, let's go back to, I think, 65 when we beat Benfica 5-1, and that was when George made his real name, did it? In a great game, we beat them 5-1. And then defences tried to destroy him and stop him playing. Your Ron Harris's, your Tommy Smith's, your David Mackay's, they all tried, Norman Hunter, they all tried to put him out of the game. But George didn't, he wasn't bothered. He could do it, he knew what to do. He was a classic guy because he had massive size, and all in his mind was to score goals. Not get a penalty, to score a great goal. And when these players tried to bring him down, he was like a rubber ball, he just bounced down, got up and carried on playing and scoring goals. And it worked out so well for Manchester United because he ran all around the pitch. He wasn't a right winger anymore, and it destroyed the other teams.
I'm very lucky, ladies and gents. I get to talk with people like Alex and Sammy all the time, and every time Al tells me these stories, the hairs on the back of the neck stand on end. A little bit different for you, Sam, because you came from the same part of the world as George, and you looked up to, he was your hero, wasn't he?
Oh my God, he was my hero. He's one of the reasons why I came here. He's one of the reasons why I wanted to play football. Young boy growing up in Belfast, not far from George actually. When he joined the club in 1963, and then watching the European Cup final back home in Belfast, black and white television, 1968, unbelievable. Once I seen George play football, I wanted to go out and try to do the things that George did, and he was a fantastic bloke, as Alex touched on. I mean, forget being the best footballer I've ever seen, but he was a lovely, lovely man. Looked after me on my debut. against Manchester City in 1971. And when I was told I was in the team, he was the first one to come to me and said, listen, you're here because you're good enough, go and enjoy yourself, and if you score a goal today, I'll buy you a bottle of champagne. Luckily I did score in a fantastic game, 3-3 against Manchester City. And on the Monday, we had a game at Stoke, a replay in the League Cup. And Monday we met at Old Trafford and he bought me a bottle of champagne. And I couldn't, obviously it was great coming from George, but I couldn't have the guts to say to him, George, I don't like champagne. I've never drank champagne in my life, but because Bestie gave it me, I took it off and I kept it for about 10 years.
Thanks for watching my look back at this review of what's become a hugely popular fan event at Old Trafford. It was a night full of surprises, and I'll leave you with this magical moment when legendary fan Derek Diggerr Gardner won the raffle on what was his 85th birthday.
'85 today, ladies and gents. 85 today. Well done, Diggerr. So I know what he wants for his birthday. Has anyone got a Villa away ticket? Diggerr, what was your first game?
Arsenal, 1946, at Main Road, we won 5-2. Jack Ollie scored 2, Johnny Allen scored 2, and Billy Wrigglesworth scored 1.
Billy Wrigglesworth, ladies and gents.